Hey everyone, I'm going to try to make this video pretty quick, but I have a lot of books to talk about, so we'll see. But I wanted to do a TBR for the rest of the year, and this I thought was a really good way to do things because monthly TBRs, most recently in the last couple of months, have felt too, not cumbersome, but basically they feel like I'm putting too much pressure on myself, and I feel too much pressure to read those exact books, to read a certain amount of books. Yeah, so with a kind of third of the year TBR, 4 months worth, I feel like I'm definitely doing a massive amount of books in this TBR, so I know I'm not going to get to all of these. So, because I wanted to give myself some choices, so that kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off, and also it's much easier to say, I want to read this book sometime in the next 4 months, instead of, I need to get this book read in the next, like, couple of weeks. So yeah, that was my logic behind this, and I have a lot of books to talk about. A lot of them are organized by month, but some of them I might switch around. But for example, with October and December, a lot of those reads are holiday based for Halloween and Christmas. So yeah, but anyway, I'm going to try not to ramble, and I'm just going to kind of rattle off this list. So yes, and also I didn't include the last 2 weeks of August in this list because I feel like I'm already reading a lot of those things, and so since I'm in the middle of those things, I just didn't want to include them. But yeah, anyway. Okay, so first off, we have the first 4 Poldark books, which are Ross Poldark, Demelza, Jeremy Poldark, which is quite thin, thank goodness, and Warlegan, which is the 4th book. And books 1 and 2 are the books that Series 1 was based on, and I saw that before I even picked up the books, and I loved it. So then when I picked up the books, I kept saying, oh, I'm going to read those really soon, and it's been a year, and I still haven't. So I want to read those. And then I really want to read these before Series 2 comes out, because these are the 2 that Series 2 is based on, and it will be very nice to know what's going to happen before I actually see it. And Series 2 premieres on PBS on September 25th, so I have around like 5 weeks to read these 4 books. And then also in September, I want to read Lady Audley's Secret by Mary Elizabeth Braddon with Katie from Books and Things, as well as Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling, because I am currently reading Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I literally just started it today, but I'm still hoping to get it finished in August, and this is a big one, but I've read it so many times before that I feel like it'll be a quick read. And then, oh, and I should mention now that I don't think I'm actually going to finish my War and Peace project in in August like I thought, so that will spill over into September, but I'm still hoping to get that finished in September, because honestly, like, my hold that I have on the, the miniseries, won't even get to me until probably October. So it's really okay that it's taking me longer to read it, but I should just say that it's my goal to finish the book before it's my turn to get the series out of the library. And then I want to read Something Fresh by P.G. Wodehouse, which is the first book in the Blanding series. I was debating between this or Inimitable Jeeves, which is the first book in the Jeeves series, but that is a short story collection, and I have 2 other short story collections that I want to read this year. So since it takes me so long to read short story collections, I just figured I should wait and read that next year. But yeah, this one is the first book in the Blanding series, so I'm very excited about it. And I mean, how cute is this book? It's just like, I love these illustrations so much. This is Lord Emsworth, I believe. And then the pig on the side I really love because that's how they denote which series of Woodhouses it's from. And the pig means it's Blandings, and then a bowler hat, I believe, is Jeeves. Except I don't remember what the pig's name is, even though I've seen the TV series. But anyway, excited for this one. And then, oh, and I said about finishing War and Peace. And then in October, it's all mysteries, or mystery related. So first is The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. I've just really been in this kind of mood recently. I've been in kind of a Rebecca, Jane Eyre, gothic-y sort of mood. And I shouldn't say I've been in a Rebecca mood, because I tried to read that book a while ago and I just didn't really enjoy it. But I love both TV adaptations, and I've been watching, as you guys know from my review video, I've been watching the 97 one recently. So yeah, I've been in like a Jane Eyre, Rebecca-ish type mood, but it's like more the TV adaptation. But yeah, so I've just been in the mood to pick up something kind of like it, and this actually has references to Jane Eyre, and a very important aspect of it is modeled after Jane Eyre. So yes, very excited to get to this. And then we have Weird Sisters by Terry Pratchett. This is the sixth book in Discworld. It's the first, technically the first book in the Witches series, but a lot of people consider Equal Rights to be the first book in the Witches series, since that has Granny Weatherwax. However, for me, I feel like this is like the first real Witches book, because it's the first one with all three of them. And I was supposed to buddy read this with Bree from Stories from the Shelf, and it just completely fell by the wayside for me, and I feel really bad, because I really want to get back into this and read it and be able to talk to her about it. So yeah, excited for that one. And then we have Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon, another one of these gorgeous Anchor Canada editions that I've owned for a while. And it's great that I want to read 2 of these in 1 month, because I feel like I've owned them for so long, I need to start reading them. But yeah, this just looks great. It is about a 15-year-old autistic boy named Christopher who, he doesn't witness his neighbor's dog getting murdered, but he finds the dog already dead. And it's very clear that the dog's been murdered, because I think he has like a knife or something in him, which is just so sad. But Christopher sets out to then solve the mystery of who killed the neighbor's dog and why. And the title is a reference to a Sherlock Holmes short story, so that's really cool. And the thing is, I know, like, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, I know what the original Curious Incident referred to, so I don't know if it'll be the same here or not, so we'll see. And yeah, I'm just really excited to read this, and the play is actually touring this year, and they haven't announced all the cities yet, so I'm really hoping it comes to a city near me, because right now the closest one is DC, and I love going up to Northern Virginia because that's where all my friends live, but it's still a fair hike for me, so like it's a kind of half-day train ride basically, so yeah, I just really would like it to come closer. So yes, excited about this one. And then we have The Shadow in the North by Philip Pullman, which is the second, it's the second one in the Sally Lockhart series. Yes, and I'm reading the first one now, so excited for that. And then I want to reread Northanger Abbey, because if there's ever a perfect time for this book, it is October. And then Weed That Strings the Hangman's Bag, and A Red Herring Without Mustard, both by Alan Bradley, books 2 and 3 in the Flavia Duluth series. I need to read these, because it's been so long since I've read the first one. And then I have The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, as well as The Happy Reader. This is a literary magazine that this particular issue, they have half of it is an interview with Dan Stevens talking about his love of books and what he really likes to read and everything. And then the second half is just a whole bunch of articles about The Woman in White. Some of them are analytical. One of them is a recipe for bonbons because one of the characters in here is obsessed with bonbons. And then one is an article comparing Woman in White to the modern day soap opera, and the example they give is EastEnders. So I'm just so excited for both of these. And when I finally finish this, I'm going to watch the 90s film and then re-listen to the Broadway, actually no, not the Broadway, the London soundtrack, because I love it. And it's probably my second favorite Andrew Lloyd Webber musical, first, of course, being Phantom. So, yes, excited for these. And then in November, I had, sorry, I have something in my eye. Originally, I had the idea that I wanted to do November in France or autumn in France, where I only read French literature. And then that kind of fell by the wayside with the things that I really want to, like, there are just so many books that I really want to read that wasn't going to work. So I've included a couple books set in France and then a couple others that aren't. First is Time Was Soft There by Jeremy Mercer, which is a memoir about his time living and working in the Shakespeare and Company bookshop in Paris. So yeah, I'm so excited about this. And then next is, I will either be reading Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas or Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. I haven't decided which because a couple of weeks ago I wanted to read this one. Now I'm leaning more towards this one, so we'll see where I am in November. I'm going to read one of these. And then the other kind of French-themed one is The President's Hat by Antoine Lorraine, which is about a man who finds the French president's hat and kind of the effect that finding this hat has on his life. So yeah, excited for that. And then I want to read Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, hopefully. I'm skipping October for reading one of these just because there are so many mysteries that I want to read. So yes, Order of the Phoenix is going to happen hopefully in November. And then the other thing that I hope is going to happen in November, it's going to be two big books, so we'll see. But Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, because Season 2 comes out on DVD in November, and I want to ask for it for Christmas. So I really want to reread this in November. And then that's a nice segue into December. And then I want to reread Dragonfly and Amber in December, and then rewatch seasons 1 and 2. And then also in December, I want to read Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince by J.K. Rowling, continuing on with that reread. And I Am Half Sick of Shadows by Alan Bradley, which is the 4th book in the series, and it's also the Christmas-themed one, so that's why December. And then Cold Comfort Farm by Stella Gibbons, because I started this earlier in the year and set it aside, and I just really need to read this at this point. And then Christmas at Cold Comfort Farm, which is a series of short stories, and only one of them is apparently set at Cold Comfort Farm, but I am hoping that at least the others are set at Christmas time, even if they're not at Cold Comfort Farm. So yeah, excited to read this one. And then last but certainly not least, I want to try to get to Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, because I really need to, because I've been trying to read this for years and it just hasn't worked. So yes, I need to read this. And then that was the last thing for December. And then 2 books that I kind of want to read the whole way through the 4 months are, first is The Portable Dorothy Parker by, Dorothy Parker, by Dorothy Parker, edited by Marion Mead. And this is a gorgeous edition, and I've been trying to read it. It's been on my list for this year, and I just haven't started it yet. But there are 105 short things in this, so I want to read one of these a day, and hopefully that will get me finished with this by the end of the year. And then also some other short things that I want to read this year are I want to read at least 2 stories from Fragile Things by Neil Gaiman, and then 2 short stories from Smoke and Mirrors by Neil Gaiman, because those are the 4 stories that have been adapted into what I think is a TV show, but what might be a radio program. I'm not sure which, so I will double check that and put that in the comments. But yeah, so I want to read at least all of Dorothy Parker and a few of these. And then somehow, if I can fit them in, I doubt I will be able to, but I also want to try to reread at least one other Austen this year, either Pride and Prejudice or Sense and Sensibility or Persuasion, most likely, and then save Emma for 2017, and then also whatever ones I don't get to for 2017. And then also I would love to read The Old Patagonian Express by Paul Theroux, which is about his, it's his travel writing on a train journey through North and South America. And then The Forgotten Garden by Kate Morton, which I've just wanted to read this for a while, so yeah, hopefully I can get to this sometime this year, but with everything else, maybe not. So yeah, that's everything on the list. Let me know what you guys think of any of these. Yeah, just what your thoughts are without spoilers. If you've read them, please. If you have any suggestions, particularly, I would love to know if any of you have seen the Weird Sisters TV show, because I'm debating watching that after I read the book, but I've heard some pretty bad things about it, so I'm very hesitant. So yes, if anyone has watched that, please let me know if it was worth it or not. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.